Hey YouTube, welcome back to Homegrown, where we review American-made outdoor gear. Today we are in the archery business, taking a look at a company called TRU Ball that is not only made in the US, but not too far down the road from me in Virginia. TRU Ball is a company that's based in Madison Heights, Virginia, which is just outside of Lynchburg. Their design work, their engineering, their CAD techs, their manufacturing is all in their facility in Madison Heights. They do outsource their anodizing all the way to Roanoke, Virginia, which is just down the road from them. So that release, so far as I can tell, pretty much end to end comes out of the Commonwealth, which is awesome. TRU Ball has been around for a while. They started out as a machine shop, from what I understand, sort of more broadly focused machine shop. Years ago, they manufactured parts for a company called Sightmaster, and you've got to be old school to remember Sightmaster. When I was a kid, growing up shooting in the early mid-90s, Sightmaster was sort of the first slider type sight, so it was a movable sight, really targeting the 3D archery and hunter type category. So lots of us had Sightmaster, and I guess the guys down in Madison Heights made parts for them. That evolved into TRU Ball. They make all kinds of releases, wrist strap, trigger type releases, as well as the hinge style like this. They also have a sight called Excel, a number of different sights actually. So those of you who aren't terribly familiar, a release hooks on the string. So if you're new to archery, a release hooks on the string and provides a cleaner way to let go of the string when it's time for the shot to go off. And there are lots of different styles. There are ones that strap onto your wrist that have sort of an index finger trigger like what you might be used to from a firearm. And then there's this style, which they call it a handle release for good reason. It's a T handle. And this one is also called a hinge or a back tension release. And there is no trigger. That button that you see there is just a safety, which is what makes this unique. But a hinge style release is activated based on rotation. So as the release rotates, that's what ends up setting the thing off. The thing is, with a regular back tension or hinge style release, you can rotate the thing a little bit as you're drawing it back, and it will go off, and you will punch yourself in the face. And we have all had that happen. Years ago, Stanlowski was a company that made a lot of these style releases. I shot 2 and 3 finger stands back in the day, and we all punched ourselves in the face at least once by just not paying attention and rotating that release as we were drawing it back. So the beauty of the sweet spot too, by the way, this one is called the sort of subcategory for it was a 4 spot. I don't think they make this specific one anymore, but they do still make the sweet spot in a couple of different options. And I'm not just getting this stuff for free. So it was an American-made product that I like that's out of Virginia, and they still make this same style release. So I think that the review is still relevant, hopefully. So the idea is you activate the safety here, then you can set the release here and hook it on your bowstring. And then as you're drawing it back, again, it doesn't matter where you rotate the release. It's not going to go off. So you get the thing drawn back, get to your anchor point, and then you deactivate that safety. And from there, you start to rotate the release. If you watch my pinky and ring finger, and it goes off. So that rotation is what sets it off. Normally, you're not necessarily trying to activate it with your fingers. You're using back tension, although a lot of really great archers will admit that they actually are using both to activate it. So again, safety off, rotate, and it goes off. So that's how the thing works. That mechanism are just these 2 parts in interference with one another. So the hook here, you can see, rotates on this sort of half moon shape, so that flat surface right there. So as the thing rotates and slips off that half moon, that's what makes it go off. And then you can change the amount of purchase, the amount of interference between those 2 parts with that set screw right there, which is adjusted from below. So you can give yourself more or less travel depending on how you want the thing to operate. Yeah, they call it a training device. It's the only back tension release that I own now. It's the one that I shoot in the backyard on the rare occasion that I shoot 3Ds these days. That's the release that I carry. So it's got a lot of shots on it. It's still holding up great. I've not had any failures with it. And it's a great way for somebody to learn a hinge style release without the risk of punching themselves in the face. that's not a good thing to have in the back of your head, and particularly when a lot of folks come to a back tension release because they're fighting target panic or, some anticipation of the shot anyway. So if you've got somebody that's already got anxiety about the shot, putting a time bomb in their hand is not necessarily the kindest thing. So having this thing with a bit of a safety mechanism built into it is awfully handy. You could certainly switch from this to a traditional hinge style once you're used to the concept, and they make lots of different options at TRU Ball. So I think whether you're looking for a wrist strap or a hinge, or this hinge with a safety, or a thumb release, by the way, they've got a thumb trigger. That's what I hunt with, is a handle style that just has a thumb trigger out here instead of the safety. Lots of different options out of TRU Ball. Great company, made in America, made in Virginia. I think you should check them out. I hope you've enjoyed the review. You can like and subscribe if you want more reviews of American-made outdoor gear, and the website's up and running, homegrownoutdoors.us. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. See you next time.